Student, welcome back to my channel. Today's topic is the first civilization in India, chapter 4, classics in history. First of all, I will solve some question in book. Let's begin. Now, choose the correct answer and fill in the blanks. First, in the Indian subcontinent, the first civilization developed in the valley of river answer Indus Valley. Second, the first discovered site of the Indus Valley civilization is Harappa. Third, the black and red Varda has been found from many Harappa sites is a type of answer pottery. Fourth, the remains of a brick dockyard were discovered at Lothal. 5. Fire altars that indicate the practice of the religious sacrifices have been found at the sites of Kalibangan, Banavali. Fill in the blanks. First, Dholavira, Raki Ghari and Gyanveriwala are the recently discovered sites of the Indus Valley civilization. Second, remains of a horse have been found at Harappa. Third, we find evidence of marine shells SHELLS from Banavali. 4. The Mesopotamia civilization flourished on the banks of the Tigris and Euphrates River. C. True and false. First, excavation at the site of Mohenjo-daro were carried out in the year 1921. False. Second, the street in the Harappa cities were straight and intersected each other at right angle. True. Third, the Great Bath was discovered at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. False. 4. People of the Harappa civilization developed a pictographic script. True. 5. The Harappa civilization began to decline around 1250 BCE. False. Okay, student. I have done some question in book. After that, question answer in notebook. The first civilization in India, chapter 4. Answer the following question in 10 to 20 words. First, what is the civilization? Answer, the development of stone culture is generally what is seen as the beginning of a civilization. Second, which is the first civilization of India? Why is called so? Answer, Indus Valley civilization is the first civilization of India. It was called so because flourished around the river. Third, name a few cities of the Indus Valley civilization. Answer, Chandudaro, Kalibangan, Banavali, Lothal. 5. List the 3 features of the Indus Valley civilization. Answer, the 3 features of the Indus Valley civilization are their distinguished stone planning, art and craft, and pictographic script. 4. Name a few occupations of the people of the Indus Valley civilization. Answer, agriculture, animals, husbandry, making bronze figurines, making ornaments. Bead making, cloth weaving, poetry and trade. E. Answer the following question in 50 to 70 words. First, describe the town planning of the Harappa cities. Answer, the Harappa cities are distinguished by their town planning. Citadel. 2. The West of each was the citadel, fortified by crenellated walls. It was possibly occupied by the members of the ruling class. Grade system. The remarkable thing about the arrangement of the houses in the lower town is that they followed the grade system. The main streets were quite wide and were laid out in the pattern. They were straight and intersected each other at right angles, thus dividing the city in large rectangular blocks or grids. Drainage system. The drainage system of the cities of the Indus Valley civilization was very impressive. Sometimes their drains were covered with bricks and sometimes with stone slabs. The street drains were equipped with manholes. 2. Explain how art and craft was important in the Indus Valley civilization. First, art and craft. We find evidence of the practice of the several art and craft from by the people of the Indus Valley civilization. Bronze figurines. The people of the Indus Valley civilization demonstrated great skills in making bronze figurines. Third, ornament. The Harappa people also had the knowledge of metal like gold, silver to make ornaments like beads, pendants, armlets, brooches and bracelets. 4. Seals. The most notable artistic achievement of the people of the Indus Valley civilization was perhaps in their seal engraving, especially those of animals which looked very realistic. Other craft. Cloth weaving and pottery making were important crafts. 3. Give one distinguishing features each of the Mohenjo-daro, Harappan, Lothal and Kalibangan. First, Mohenjo-daro. The Great Bath at Mohenjo-daro appears to be one of the most important public places. It comprised a tank made of beautiful brick work at the north and south ends of the Great Bath. Brick steps led to the bottom of the tank, which could be emptied by a drain. Second, Harappa. In the citadel at the Harappa, we find as many as 6 granaries. Granaries. Third, Lothal. Brick dockyard has been discovered at Lothal, which the historians believe could have been one of the important cities of the Indus Valley civilization. For Kalibangan, at Kalibangan and also at Lothal, fire altars have been found which indicate that some kind of sacrifice was performed here. Four. Write a short note on the religious practices of the Harappan people. Answer. Numerous female figurines in terracotta have been found from various sites of the Indus Valley civilization. These are believed to represent mother gods. People worship the earth as a fertility goddess. The people tree was also considered to be sacred, evident from its depiction in many seals. The most striking deity of the Harappan culture is the horn god on the seals. 5. Mention briefly the suggested causes behind the decline of the Indus Valley civilization. Answer: we see that at all the Harappan sites, planning and construction become less efficient than earlier times. It is suggested that the city of Mohenjo-daro became weak under the pressure of population. Some people suggest that expansion of the neighboring desert increased the salinity of the soil and decreased fertility. Some scholars are of the view that rivers changed their course or dried. Up, which again lead to a shift of the population to other areas. 6. Write a brief note on Dholavira. Answer: Dholavira is one of the excavated sites of the Indus Valley civilization. Dholavira, excavated during 1998, is one of the largest urban centers of the Indus Valley. Indus Valley civilization in Kutch district of the Gujarat. The city, unlike other cities, was divided into 3 parts with great stone walls and around the gateways as the entrance. It also had a large open area probably used for public purposes. One of the important finds from the area is the signboard bearing Harappa inscription by 4. It is the largest evidence of Harappa writing, as other evidences are short scripts on seals. F. Answer the following question in 80 to 100 words. First, explain in your own words about the class differences and life of the people of Indus Valley civilization. Answer: structural remains of the houses indicated that class differences were present in the Harappa society. The big houses would have been occupied by the rich, while smaller houses and 2 rooms cottage would have been used by the poorer section of society. 2. What are the main features of the Indus Valley civilization? Answer: the Harappa cities are distinguished by their town planning. Citadel. To the west of each was the citadel, fortified by crenellated walls. It was possibly occupied by the members of the ruling class. Grid system. The remarkable things about the arrangement of the houses in the lower town is that they followed in grid system. The main street were quite wide and were laid out in the pattern. They were straight and intersected each other at right angles, thus dividing the city in large rectangular blocks or rectangular blocks or grids. Drainage system. The drainage system of the cities of the Indus Valley civilization was very impressive. Sometimes these drains were covered with bricks and sometimes with stone slabs. The street drains were equipped with manholes. Okay student, I have done all question in this lesson. If you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe. Okay student, Allah Hafiz, bye.